Let me start off by saying that weed is not a drug, and I will never stop smoking marijuana no matter how many drugs I detox from. Just kidding. I did not detox. I'm part of the methadone group, and I love it. Methadone has given me an opportunity to get a part of my life back without the pain and the agony that everyone fears of withdrawal. Does that make sense to you? So, a lot of addicts out there, they don't get clean due to the fact that you got to do the withdrawal. Well, I don't blame them because that shit's hell. Have you ever had to do that? You ever been in jail and like thought to yourself, oh my god, I'm about to get so fucking sick, it's not even fucking funny, and think like, man, I wish I had something, da 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 da. Well, I was one of those who always had something in jail, and I got caught for it eventually, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the introduction to my new channel. anyways, so methadone is a method that I really, really believe in. I used to have that whole, oh my god, it's trading one drug for another type of attitude. Why am I gonna get stuck on another fucking substance? Da, da, da. All it is legal heroin. Okay, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. However, it's not your decision to tell me whether I should or should not take something. Be a friend and give me your opinion without telling me what I have to do or what I need to do. And replace it with that I should, because I always had a big problem with it, with people telling me what to do. Not asking me what to do, telling me to. And so if somebody told me what to do, I did the complete opposite. I was like, I'm Cassidy gaps, I don't care. Yeah, well, anyways, so methadone is it requires a very open mind. It requires a lot of dedication, and it requires a lot of support, and the changes begin in your life immediately. I had a baby, and as soon as I signed up at the methadone clinic, I got her back and at the hospital in less than 10 days. Okay, it helps you legally. If you go to jail, they dose you in jail. It might take a little while and for them to know that you're there. So if I were you and I went to jail, call your parents and tell them to call the methadone clinic, even if it's only that 30-second phone call. You say, Mom, I know I don't have time to hear a lecture. I need you to call my methadone clinic and tell them that I'm in here so that I could get dosed a lot faster. That's what you need to do, because if not, then it's going to be a couple of days until they realize that you're missing. That's just the facts. So anyways, my name's Cassidy Stewart. I am originally from the Bay Area, California, but I grew up on the streets of Las Vegas. I also have been a heroin addict for 10 years. I moved here in 2008 to Las Vegas from Yuma, Arizona, where I was cheerleader. If you even smoked pot, I thought that you were stupid. I did not fuck with you. Like, I was not playing. I was in all the advanced high-tech classes, you know, like I was gonna be somebody someday. And then I moved here, and I was so excited because I had been on my own for 2 years at this point. Okay, I'm 14. I've been on my own for 2 years, since I was 12, and that's no exaggeration. My dad, he was a major alcoholic, a major drunk. So at first he would get physical and abusive, and now, of course, he would have no recollection of it the next day. And the smoke, the booze, all of it combined just disgusted me. And one day, my dad and I were sitting at a table, and we were playing rummy with the cards. And he said, "You know what? You could call me anything in this world. However, do not ever call me a punk, and don't ever call me a bitch." And you know what my little smart ass said? "I, punk ass bitch." Well, my dad tackled me to the floor, started choking me out, realized it was me, I guess, and stopped. And after that, it's kind of a blur. I woke up at a friend's house, jealous that he get out. I'll never forget her and her family. They were angels to me. I woke up at her house, and her family was all around me, all concerned as if I was their own. And after 2 years of doing this, and I was not on any type of drugs at the times. I hadn't even ever tried to smoke a cigarette, and I had plenty of opportunities to, but it was nasty to me. Well, my mom calls me after she came down to Arizona, Yuma, Arizona, for my 14th birthday. She calls me up and is like, "Hey guys, guess what? Jill said that you could come and live with me, and we're coming to pick you up in a couple of days, okay? So get all your stuff together and be ready to go Wednesday around 10-11 a.m. And I was like, hell yeah, like, my mom's finally gonna be a mom, you know? Because she was a frequent, or a convenient mom, a mother when it was convenient for her. I love her to death. Her and I are the best of friends now. However, she knows it and I know it. She was not a good mother. And when I needed her the most, she was not there. I think had my parents parented me a lot different, I would have came out a lot different. And my mom, sadly, she knows that. And she knows that because of something I'm going to tell you here in a few minutes. Okay, so I moved here October 24th, 2008. And I was like, yes, she's finally going to be a mom. I'm going to know what it's like to live in like a real house. Like, keep in mind, my dad lived in a trailer park. Okay. And so I was like, I'm going to have a house. I'm going to have my mom. Like, hell yeah, this is what I've always wanted. This is what I dreamed of. Like, it's coming true. Well, my dad warned me. And he said to me, I'm not saying this out of hate. I'm not saying this out of any type of anger. However, your mom is a selfish bitch. And she only cares about herself. But she always has. And she always will. As much as you guys want to believe that she's changed, we both know she never will. And those words pretty much broke my heart. And I wanted him to be happy for me. Instead, he was negative about it. And I see why he was negative now. Because he knew that I was about to be really disappointed. He knew that my mom was about to make the ultimate letdown ever. Okay. And he didn't know how else to tell me. And I wish I would have listened. Because even though my dad may have been alcoholic and on drugs, he tried his fucking best, you know? And it just wasn't enough for me at the time. I regret how I treated him. I regret how I answered to certain things. I wish I could take them back, but I can't now. And I have to live with it. And sorry, I don't get a lot of time to talk about personal things because I don't like to cry. I love makeup so much. People always say, oh, you're so pretty, you don't need makeup, da da da. I'm like, I don't need it, but I like it. I love it. It keeps me occupied, it keeps me out of trouble, it keeps my mind busy, and it keeps me off track. So, fuck it. I like to sit here and do my makeup. I could take it all off right now and redo it and just have the most bestest time ever attempted. Okay, anyways, sorry, I keep getting off track. But So my dad, he knew, didn't know how else to tell me. See, my mom took off when I was about 6 because my dad found out that she had been cheating on him. Long story short, after weeks and weeks of just hearing my dad cry his motherfucking eyes out every single motherfucking night for weeks about my mom, she tried to come back two times that I remember. Neither time ended up okay. She left within 24 to 48 hours. And the last time she left a note saying, "I'm sorry, I couldn't be the mother and the wife that you all deserve, and you're better off without me." And we came back from the park and we're like, "Where's mom?" And while I was there was a note. At least she left a note that time. But and so I moved out here. I moved to my mom's best friend's house in Henderson after college and major. And my apologies, this video is taking a bit longer than I had imagined or planned, and I need to hurry up and finish it so I could get this show on the road. But you guys need to all know my history first. So, yeah, I'm just gonna pick up where I left off in the first one, or in the first clip, I should say. So, when I moved here, my mom smoked marijuana, and she drank a lot of alcohol, a lot more than she liked to admit, put it that way. And she had a plan to get a job and do this and that. I should have known it was all a bunch of bullshit. Because who was I kidding? It was her. Well, 3 months passed and she was very depressed, could not find a job, could not do anything she had said she was going to do. So, we stayed at her friend's house, and every day after school, because I made friends real quick, every day after school I would go to my friend Erica's apartment until like afternoon, where I'd get picked up or I'd have to walk home. Well, my mom, she decided that she was gonna leave me at the house by trying to hurt herself. I came home from school one day after a night that I was just thrashed, and I called my mom the next day to say, "Hey mom, is it okay if I come home in a couple hours because I just woke up, I have a hangover, like I'll be home soon." She was like, I need you to hurry because I need to talk to you. And I was like, okay, well, I told you I'd be home soon. Well, I go home and she said, "Cassidy, I need to go to rehab." I said, "What? What about me, mom? Who's supposed to take care of me?" She said that I'd be okay at jail, to not worry about it. That was her direct answer. That's how she knows that had she been a better mother, that I would have came out a lot differently, because I had asked her, "What about me, mom? Who's supposed to take care of me?" And she just brushed it off like it was nothing. Well, the very next day, I came home from school and she was in the tub taking a bunch of pills, and I called the paramedics. They took her away, and I immediately ran over to my friend's house in those apartments, and I was so upset, so mad. How could she be so selfish? It was not just her anymore, it was me and her, and she didn't care. And so I said, fuck it. My friend pulled out a piece of tinfoil and said, "I hope you don't mind what I'm about to do." I thought she was gonna smoke coke because that's what they had told me they had been doing the whole time. That's when she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've been lying to you. It's actually meth." I said, "I don't even care. Can I hit it?" And she didn't have a pipe, so she was smoking on tinfoil. And a couple days before that, I got so mad at my friend Erica because her and I had a pact to never do that stuff. We've seen everyone else doing it, and we wanted no part of it. Well, I did it because she did it a couple nights before that when I woke up and everyone in the house was still awake, and me and her were always the ones to pass out after smoking a little bit of weed. So for her to still be awake was extremely strange. So I had opportunity, I tried it. Well, the difference is she could handle it, I couldn't, and my addiction took off. Next thing I knew, I was having to live with my brother because I got kicked out of school, and I had an RPC pending exposure, which is required parent conference. Probably gonna get expelled at the conference. Well, a couple days had passed, I didn't tell nobody. I had the phone that my mom put the number to on my school paper, so I wasn't tripping. Well, when they called one day and I answered it, they said, "Oh, is your mom there?" I said, "No, she's in rehab," thinking it was all funny. Well, it wasn't, because then they needed to talk to the adult. So mom signed custody papers over to my brother, and I moved into an apartment with him and his two friends. Well, as soon as they found out how old I was, they were like, she's not living here. She's not allowed to be here unless you're here. That's what they said, my older brother. And so every day after school, I would have to take a bus all the way to Henderson to hang out till 10:30 at night until my brother got off and could pick me up. Well, that lasted a month or two. Then I was moving to my grandparents because he couldn't handle me either. And that was pure hell, except every weekend I got to go to Henderson, and that's when I would just get wasted because my grandparents had money, so they always gave me money. Summer came around of 2009, and my sister moves here from Missouri. Me and her hadn't seen each other in about 4 years or something. So my grandparents are dead set on me and her trying to build a relationship. Well, that was a nightmare, let me tell you. She was not my sister. That was not the same person who came back. Not at all. She holds a grudge against me because she thinks that I got the better end of the stick with it being able to stay with my mom and my dad. But truth is no, I did not get the better end of the deal, and I probably would have traded places if I could have. Well, that summer there's a lot of fighting. My sister found a journal that I had written that said I was a heroin addict and a meth addict, because by this point I had tried heroin too. It was spring break of 2009. I was in a garage and everyone's like tripping out, and at the time I had only done meth. Well, I had been up about 6 days, and I don't know what she's tripping on. And I'm sitting there and think that everyone's like tripping out because we don't have any dope. Well, they were tripping out because we didn't have dope, but not meth. They're tripping out because they were all on heroin and didn't tell nobody and didn't have any. Well, the dope dealer shows up, everyone's like, he's here. Well, they put this stuff on the foil. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Oh well, I'll smoke it, And at the time, seeing how they were all acting, I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I don't got any dope and I'm okay. Well, it's because they were dope sick with heroin, not meth. So if I take a hit at the foil, hold it in as long as I can. I don't got big lungs, so it wasn't that long. Had a slight little head change. And that was about it. And really, and I said, what the hell? This shit is stupid. Who could ever be addicted to this? Talk about eating your own words. Lily? The fuck are you doing? And I had tabbled with heroin anytime it had been around me at that point. And I grew a strong addiction. So when my sister came, I wasn't allowed to go nowhere without her. Oh my god, it was a pain in the ass. And she eventually found out about it, threatened to tell me. I took about 38 ibuprofen pills trying to kill myself and scare her.
Here, back at the car. I'm getting into it in 2 seconds.